Welcome to the Lean Transformation Program about the 10 principles to maximize value creation. In essence, a lean transformation is a corporate fitness program. And why do we need it? Why lean? Well, waste is everywhere. Sometimes hidden, but most of the time right in front of us. Think of your past workday. Did you get exactly what you expected? Was every single minute of your time well spent? Was everything done right first time? If you answered no to any of these questions, you have experienced waste. And that's why lean is relevant and will always be. Competition is global, where only the fittest survive and thrive. In sports, we contenders don't win championships. And in the corporate world, companies are required to permanently innovate and disrupt not only their competition, but also themselves. The bar continues to be raised. And operational fitness is no longer optional, but essential. And Lean is the fitness program to build the strength, flexibility, endurance, and speed to not only stay in the game, but to win championships. Lean principles are both timeless and universal. Through the systematic reduction of waste, by applying flow, tuck, pull, and leveling principles, Lean helps companies bring innovations faster to market, improve labor productivity, eliminate unplanned downtimes, reduce non-performance costs, and ensure customers are getting exactly what they have paid for, while building a continuous improvement culture to sustain and build on those gains. A lean transformation is a structured improvement program on the strategic, tactical, and operational level to create more value for all stakeholders in the value chain. Better products and services for customers, better working conditions for employees, and higher returns for investors. The program delivers measurable impact by redesigning the way of working, building required skills and capabilities, and implementing systems and standards to sustain them long term. As lean experts, we help you design and implement a lean program that fits your needs, that truly transforms the value chain by engaging people, leading them through the design and deployment process, creating new ways of working, and setting up systems to meet customer needs more efficiently. So you can leave the competition behind and focus your efforts on a bright and profitable future. So what is actually value? Value is equal to quality plus service divided by cost. This formula covers everything we provide to satisfy customer needs and expectations, divided by the cost incurred to produce those products and services. We are now reviewing the 10 principles to maximize value creation. Number 1. Define what customers truly value. That's anything that triggers a buy decision or enables the next process step. 2. Map the value stream to identify wastes and inefficiencies. 3. Remove barriers to make materials and information flow without interruption. 4. Adjust capacity to takt, so that the pace of work is in sync with customer demand. 5. Establish pull to prevent overproduction and excess inventory. 6. Level the workload to prevent stress and underutilization. 7. Detect abnormalities to trigger the help chain response process. 8. Eliminate root causes to prevent repeat problems. 9. Establish process capability to consistently meet customer requirements. And 10. Standardize processes so that work is done the same way every time. Applying these 4 principles ensures value is created just in time, when needed, in the right amount. And applying these 4 principles ensures that work is done right first time to prevent defects, rework and backflow. And just in time and right first time, they represent the 2 pillars of the lean transformation model. So what is a lean transformation and how can we make it work? What's the model? Basically, there are 2 pillars. Pillar number 1 is just in time, with 4 elements. And those elements are flow, takt, pull and leveling. And pillar number 2, right first time, with 4 elements, and those are abnormality detection, root cause elimination, process capability and standard work. On the foundation, we have workplace organization, waste reduction, variability control, and asset care. Applying all these techniques, we are getting better quality, better productivity, better service, and better morale of our people. To make this model work, in the center, we have the people, the processes, and the systems to ensure continuous improvement to achieve and sustain lean operations. So how do we start a lean transformation? We need a problem, because without a problem, there is no reason to act. Here, an example. See the problem. This is a statement from a CEO. I see my equipment idling. This is costing me a lot of money. Okay? So now we define the problem more precisely. We have a loader is loading a truck or trucks. And we need to translate observations into figures to create a problem statement. For example, we have 100 hours available. Of those are 84 the equipment is running, and 16 of them the equipment is down. That's the problem statement. Now we can start. Initial analysis. Get all the facts. Get the team together and align on the facts. And then map the flow. We do this to collect information and analyze current conditions. Get the team involved in the current state analysis and the future state design. This is important to create awareness, analyze the situation, and design a better future together as one team. Always remember, People must be part of the solution in order to accept the solution. Let's get to work. We are applying the principles now and start with flow. Applying flow to a packing process. Here you can see a traditional batch production, where A is producing a large batch, moving it to process B. Process B has a problem, cannot catch up, which is starving process C. So the resource is idling. It's highly inefficient. Compared to one-piece flow, where processes are connected, ideally it allows visual management and balances the work, creates flow of information and flow of materials, which is much more efficient. We are now applying the principle of flow to a testing process. In the first example, there is no flow. It shows a large pile of items waiting to be processed, and the technician is totally overwhelmed. The second example shows single-piece flow, without any process inventory buildup. So, we need to improve capability and capacity to enable continuous flow. Now we apply the principle of takt to a filling process. Takt means actually the pace of work in German. So if there is low demand, we can allow long cycle times. If there is high demand, we require short cycle times to keep up with demand. And we adjust the pace of work to meet actual customer demand. That's the purpose. We are now applying the principle of takt to an inspection process. If capacity is lower than demand and pace less than takt, then we have a long queue. If capacity is equal to demand, pace equals takt, and we have no queue. It means we need to adjust capacity to meet actual demand and prevent work in process and long queues. The principle of takt also applies to project management, like in research and development, in job shops, and in construction. If we are managing only long phases, like we have monthly reviews, there is a big chance that we incur delays. If we are managing to very short sprints, the chance for delays is much lower. So the principle of lean applied to project management means plan weekly sprints, control daily deliverables, so you can prevent organizational slack and long project delays. Next principle is pull. We use the method of pull to control resources, to assign resources where it makes sense. Here an example. There's a process A is pushing materials, items, work into process B, even though process B is not ready. So we can see this in a build-up of WIP, work in process. Compared to pull method, where process B pulls resources or pulls materials or information from process A when ready, the exact amount when needed. As a result, we have much less chaos or no chaos at all and lower levels of WIP, work in process. So the principle here is allocate resources based on pull. Load leveling is the next principle we are discussing. When workload varies a lot, there are peaks and valleys creating overload and idling. This is highly inefficient. Compared to a leveled workload, where we can reduce the amount of resources assigned to do the work because there are no peaks and valleys, or very small ones. So we need to balance the workload to prevent strain, stress, and inefficiencies. We are now looking at the second pillar, the right first time, or RFT. And the first principle is abnormality detection. So we need to track performance so we can actually see and detect abnormalities, and so we can respond to them and correct them. So we need to visualize problems to trigger actions, to contain, correct, and prevent those problems from reoccurring. Root cause elimination is the next principle. Once we detect a problem, we need to identify the causes so we can effectively address them. It means identify and eliminate causes so we can prevent repeat problems. Process capability. Now, output always varies, but it depends if this variation is acceptable or not. So we need statistical analysis to understand variability and to control variability. So by establishing process capability, we are able to meet customer requirements or the requirements of the next process without creating a lot of defects. Work standards. Those are important to get consistency. If we have a clear procedure, a clear recipe, a clear process that explains how to do the work, there is a very good chance to get to a consistent output. So, standardize work to ensure repeatable, predictable results. All these lean principles that we learned, they are very nice. But without performance management, they will do nothing. So we need to visualize the gaps and address the gaps every single day. Plan and track performance. Identify gaps and take action. That's the basic principle of PDCA, Plan, Do, Check, Act, or the Deming cycle. In essence, a lean transformation program establishes the foundation by building skills, processes, systems, and also mindsets for a continuous improvement culture, the engine for sustained success. Here an actual example. The compound annual improvement rate shows an 8% gain in productivity, a 47% reduction in cost of defects. It started at almost $500,000. A 48% higher cost savings delivered by lean training projects, just from the training alone. And a 26% growth in newly certified champions each year who are joining the lean community. As a result, customer satisfaction and profitability reached new highs. And the journey continues. And don't forget, celebrate success. You can do that when you define clear goals and objectives. You plan and execute. And when you hit it, take the time to celebrate. After all, you hit a milestone. Okay. You might think now this is all very nice, but how do we get actually started? How do we kick it off? How do we develop such a lean transformation program? The initial program can be developed in a 5-day sprint. Day 1. Getting everybody together, setting the goal and the objective, and align everyone behind the goal. Day 2. Baseline. Face reality. See the good, the bad, and the ugly. Analysis. Analyze the situation. Understand the drivers and the levers. Design the future state. Develop the solution to the problem that you have identified. And on day 5, develop the scorecard, the roadmap, and put everything together to kick off the program. So, the short summary is, at the end of the week, after the 5 days, you should have the solution defined, the roadmap created, and the team committed. If you deliver these 3 things, you had a successful week. Let me summarize. Lean is all about value generation. And we are here to help you generate more value by providing 3 types of services. Current state analysis, future state design, and program leadership. So contact us at expert@leanmap.com. Again, send an email to expert@leanmap.com to book a complimentary consulting session to get on a path to world class. And if you want to strengthen your skills, go to leanmap.com/academy to find the right course to unlock hidden potentials. That's leanmap.com/academy. So I hope you enjoyed this session, and I wish you an impactful transformation. Thanks for listening. This was Jörg Münzing from LeanMap.